Check, check, check. Ow. You got this. I'm glad it's not on me.
welcome in to the second contest between the Buffalo Tempest and the Iron City Forge here at Brady's Run Ice Arena. I'm Caden McCroy alongside me, Andrew Keel making his debut in the Iron City broadcast. Andrew, last night 16-6 loss in favor of Iron City. A lot of work needs to be done here today.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an improvement needed for this team if they want to bounce back and show Buffalo they can win.
Danny Soltez will man the net for the second straight game here for Iron City. As for Buffalo, Dylan Waugh will make his debut. He has not played at all this season in Buffalo's 7 contest. They'll roll with him number 90 in net. New booth view for us. We're inside the booth above center ice, so hopefully everything sounds okay. Wi-Fi will be in favor of us tonight, and a camera that is actually working. So everything seems to be good. Let's see if Iron City can match that on the ice today. As this will be played in by Buffalo, chasing down is the captain and owner of the team, Kyle Granville. Had a couple of goals last night to the point that Scardino has shot saved by Soltez. Cover up here 15 seconds into period 1.
Not the start you want if you're Iron City. You want to come out strong, especially against a team that put up 16 on you. You don't want to give up that first shot, and they do give up the first shot. But a nice save, though, to start the game.
3 players last night on Buffalo netting hat tricks, 5 of them with multi-goal games. As for Iron City, Dom Glavich, who played in his first game as a member of the Forge, netted a hat trick as one of the IUP's Crimson Hawks' greatest players of all time, making his Iron City debut last night. New player on the roster is Braden Morgan, wearing number 6, where Thomas Ford's old jersey is, while he gets a new uniform. Seems to be a very highly touted player, as that shot will sail into the netting. That makes 4 new players that have debuted in the last 24 hours for Iron City.
That's got to do something to your chemistry. I mean, bringing in new players, it's helpful if they're, going to help the team, but constantly bringing in new players, it's not going to help team chemistry. So it's going to be interesting.
It helped in the favor of Glavich last night. Schmidt and Klinger still looking for their first. And then, of course, now Morgan entering the lineup today. Here he is on the ice wearing number 6. There's a shot on net and stop by Soltez and cover up for a goalie. Some easy shots to get the save percentage up here to start the game.
It's definitely a good warm up for him. Get some nice shots, but if you're Iron City, you need to get this out of your own zone. It has not been out of your own zone since the faceoff.
Iron City in their last 2 contests have scored first in the first couple of minutes and then went on to give up a massive lead after that. 11 unanswered to Summit City a couple weeks ago, and now 7 unanswered last night. This time looking to get a lead and hold on to it. Coming down into the zone, a chance walked away by Adam Zeminski, who returns into the lineup with a handful of injuries, as does Isaac Stevens. To be dug out. Shoot looks to clear, kept alive by Wilkins. Works out wide to Melanson. Melanson's shot comes in. Connolly gets a piece of it. He'll roll behind the net, where Zemanski will pick it up. Got into a fight in his first game of the year against Toledo, a big heavyweight that I don't think many people want to go up against. Angelo Sarr will pick it up behind the net, moves this one out wide to the stick of Herncheck. Airmails this one to Melanson. He'll battle against Corey Myers, who drops back to defense today. A chance in front, put wide by Logar. Wilkins plays this one down low. Staying on sides are the Tempest. A chance in front, and Soltez will get down to make the save.
A little bit of exploring did the puck take that little experiment, but not going in the Iron City way so far. Unable to get any shots.
Said Myers dropping back to D. Greg Vaught out for the season with a shoulder injury, as well as Tom Ford on the shelf as well. Zach Zapata out of the lineup as well. And just the injuries piling on as a shot goes in and deflected off a stick in front. Looks like, I'm not sure who they're going to give it to. Maybe Kiffner. If it is his second of the season, and Buffalo's on the board 1-0.
Looked like it might have been him. And they are pointing to him, so it will be Kiffner's goal as a nice tip just goes right over the glove, over the shoulder, and right in that pocket in the corner.
It's been a couple games since Iron City has not scored the first goal, and changing the pace here today. Coulter will win this towards the wall. Hoffman go to chase it down. Kiffner will slap this one in. Myers picks it up behind the net. Myers off for Hoffman off his stick. Not enough to make this one a icing, and it will be an icing. 17:50 to go here in period 1. A Kiffner from Angelo Saro, the official reading on the goal.
Nice shot from the point.
Off the draw, shot from the point. This will reflect off a couple bodies and roll out wide. Myers for Mike Hoffman. Get this one out of the zone to Anthony Mancini for Joe Coulter. Back to Mancini the Lenter. Mancini's shot doesn't get a piece of it. Roll off into the corner. Out for Corey Myers. Myers' shot, rebound pops out. Cotton Coulter had a chance, and Buffalo will be able to exit the zone. Coulter gets met by Whipple, but will clear it down. Buffalo will get some changes as they reset. Looking up ice, taken away by Dom Glavich. Glavich working down a shot. He scores. Dom Glavich ties the game 1-1. His fourth goal in the past 24 hours. What an addition for Iron City.
A great addition indeed. Is a great pass break up there on the clearing attempt. Gets it right in his skates and skates the other way and takes it all the way.
The reason he led IUP to so many championships and wins throughout his 10 years a member of the Crimson Hawks. And continuing that today with an early goal and makes this one a tied contest. Man, you can't tell how much of an addition he brings to this team. Kurt Schmidt walks it into the zone. Dom Glavich for Cunningham. Cunningham to Glavich looking down low, just couldn't corral the pass, caught in his feet. It'll exit the zone. Zemansky tried to keep it in. Now Glavich playing a 200-foot game getting back. For Zemansky. Up for Schmidt. Schmidt to clear it out, gives it for Cunningham. Cunningham across center, works his way into the zone, has AJ shoot with him. He'll be knocked off the stick there by Wilkins. Shoot behind the net. Leaves it for Glavich. Gets it poked off his stick momentarily. Look for the point for Kurt Schmidt, and the exit out by Ventura. Here's Zemansky. Works it up for Cunningham. Cunningham on his backhand, forward to Schmidt. Great pass as he gets taken to the ice. Kurt Schmidt shot. Shoulder save made there by Waugh. Jordan couldn't keep it alive at the blue line, the leading goal scorer for Iron City this year with 5 goals, but Glavich already making a case in his first weekend to take that away from him. Here's Houlihan up ice. Goes cross ice looking for Perez. Perez puts it on net. Stick save by Soltes. Jake Salek will move this one to center ice. Granville getting back. Conley pressuring him. And he turns it over to Jordan. Jordan waits for his teammates, now enters. Looked at Dangle. Loso having none of it and denies him. Here's Granville now, leaving it for Houlihan. Splits the defense, works his way to the right side of the ice. Out behind the net. Houlihan to the point. Scardino in the slot shot. Saved by Soltes with the glove. Looking up high at the point. Now we'll kick it down low. Granville. Up high Scardino. Back down low off the stick of Houlihan into the corner. Daniel Schmidt will wrestle with Granville. Out wide to Perez. Perez with a hat trick last night and only his second game as a member of the Tempest. Kick save there by Soltes. Bench applauds after that one. Now a chance the other way for Morgan. Morgan for Connolly. Connolly working in shot, and what a glove save by Philip Waugh. Or Dylan Waugh, excuse me.
Couple dueling glove saves on that shift there for both goalies. I think the win's going to go to Waugh on that one. Is the windmill and keeps it in his glove.
What a save there by Dylan Waugh. Philip Waugh plays for Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, so my apologies. Different Waughs, both really good at hockey, as you can see there from the netminder. Buffalo getting some help from their goaltender, as both really shining here early. Shots leading 8-5 in favor of Buffalo. Last night putting up almost 60, I believe 64 was the exact total they ended up with. That's a lot of shots. Iron City ended up with 50. So both ways, shut up, Austin. As PA announcer likes to double check me, there as a shot rolls in, and Buffalo just like that will take it right back. It's 2-1 Tempest.
A nice shot there, right out in the slot, right where you want it. Just unable to get a glove on that one with Soltes.
As Spencer Hernchak had himself a hat trick last night and will continue that here for his 4th of the weekend and make that now 17 on the season. I believe that is an APHL leading number. Sorry, that's his 5th of the weekend. 4 last night, 1 today.
That one gets flipped straight out into the stands. Souvenir for a young fan from Saskatchewan.
Mancini Logar plays center. What'd you say there? I was
Uh,
listening. There's too much
oh,
conversation
oh.
up here.
I mean,
There's a lot of conversation
I said a
behind.
young fan from Saskatoon got that
Oh,
one.
gee. All right, we're going back to the old Doc Emmerich. NHL, what was it, NHL 18?
I think so.
Reference something like that. Last night, there's a couple pucks that got flipped out that no one went after. I was like, I'm going to throw my heads off and go get them myself. Shot from Mancini blocked away. And now Buffalo storming up ice. It's Hernchak again with Logar. Logar to the right side, puts one on. Saved by Soltas. Will get across and rebound taken away. Hernchak looking. Wants to go up high. All over him is Mancini. Looking for Logar. Couldn't get there. And now exiting the zone is Scardino. Myers off the giveaway. Will send it in as both teams getting some fresh bodies onto the ice. Dangling in is Logar. Had himself a handful of goals last night. Puts one on. Saved by Soltes. Rebound is batted in. Nice hand-eye from Logar. And his hot weekend continues. It's 3-1 Buffalo.
That was an incredible bat in there. Maybe he should get some reps in Toronto with the Blue Jays with that one.
Buffalo Bison's AAA team just right next door. It could work.
That's what I was trying to think of. I just didn't know what team they were for.
Pittsburgh Pirates are right next door as well. We need a right fielder. Can you play? Unless your name is Josh Palacios. No, we don't need you. Morgan off the draw was a little too quick there. Got a little too excited. Logar from Losel and Hernchek, the official reading on the goal. There's Losar, plays it behind the net. Up for Whipple, and Shoot will take it and put it into the zone. Turn back over to Whipple. Whipple down the right wall, has some room, puts it down low, knocked away by Morgan. Shoot there for Iron City. Moves it up for Salick out wide to Morgan. Morgan takes a shot, blocked, and some pain there was Losel on that attempt. Rebound pops out to Salick and pushed just wide of the net. Behind the net, Connolly in front had Morgan just out of the reach of his stick, kept alive by Shoot at the blue line. Losel behind the net, Connolly pressuring him. They'll move it up the wall, and out of the zone they go. Even numbers back for Iron City. Out wide to Whipple. Whipple shot comes in, deflected. Soltes makes the save. Seems like a common theme here for Buffalo's. Out wide, puts a shot on that and go for a tip.
That's what they've done on at least 2 goals so far. Have been just rebound tips. So definitely a strategy for them. Get as much shots as they can. Already up to 13. Could go up to 14.
Said last night, putting up 64 shots on net. A late change for Iron City. They try to switch off Hoffman for Jordan. And I think they will be stuck with Jordan on the ice. That was very late. Them even being the home team, if the referee's ready, no more changes. Glavich chips it to himself. Works down the left wall. Makes a defenseman, leaves his stick. Looked in front for Kurt Schmidt and couldn't connect. Sent in by Iron City, now going to chase Ventura behind the net. Moves it up to Hallett. Couldn't possess it. Myers at the point. We'll wrap this around the wall for Mike Hoffman. Chips it one more time down low. Cunningham will chase it down. Glavich up high for Schmidt. Schmidt puts it back down behind the net once more. Cunningham wrestling away. Wilkins to clear it out. And with the help from Ventura, puts it to center. He got tripped up. No call there. What do you think, Andrew? Good no call, or would you call that?
I would call that.
Yeah, I think I would agree. The stick definitely did get in there. Last night, the whistles were put away. Only Iron City only had one power play that came with under a minute to go in the third period. Buffalo, I believe, only having 2 power plays. And I think they capitalized on both of them. So they weren't very long. Behind the net, taking a tumble. Schmidt looking to take advantage. Up high for Cunningham. Pass just behind him. Here's Granville. Wrestles off Connolly. Puts it in front. Jordan's there to intercept. Jordan looks to clear this out. Granville takes it right back for Buffalo. To the point, Scardino fakes the one-timer. Down to Granville. Off the stick of Connolly, rolls into the corner. Perez to Losel. Now to Scardino. Walks it down. Shot comes in. Saved by Soltez with some traffic in front. 10:40 to go here in period one.
Another one looking there for another tip for Buffalo. So definitely their thought process.
Line change for whoever's coaching our Iron City today. I think it's Brandon Weimersker, the coaching by committee. We'll see how he handles the bench today. They didn't switch up the lines much from yesterday, despite the injuries added to the roster. Michael Jordan wants to wrap this around. Say one of the best players on the team. The name is very fitting for him. As Austin said a couple times, not the basketball Michael Jordan. Connolly, hand this into the zone. Tempest look to reset. Up ice here for Perez. Zach Perez, Tyler Kennedy said last night was one of his favorite players to watch throughout the whole game. I think it's a very high compliment. And there he goes dangling down the ice. Perez puts it on, shoulder stop from Soltez. Zemansky from Morgan. Gets bodied off the puck, sent in. Soltez holds onto it. Now Zemansky got the first ever goal in Iron City Forge history in Toledo at the end of November. Also the first fight in Iron City history. Did not complete the Gordie Howe hat trick though. Did not get an assist. Sorrow keeps it alive at the point. So ricochet down along the corner. Joe Coulter will pick it up and clear the zone. Mancini for Coulter. Offsides. Mancini just ahead of that one. We'll stop it dead here at 9:15.
Close one there, but a good call for sure. Just barely stretching across. Probably could have stretched his leg back and negated that, but unable to reach that far back.
I think it was the Finland Sweden game, the guy that was offsides by half an inch trying to stretch his leg. Just brutal. And the goal, they ended up scoring a goal too. And they said, nope, offsides by the tiniest bit there. That one I think a little bit more clear cut.
Yeah.
Zemansky keeps it at center. Big frame to try to get around. He's a heavyweight. They'll throw it around the wall. Ty Hoffman is there. Couldn't clear it out. And a big hit thrown by Mancini. Zemansky leaves it off for Hoffman. Looking to stretch up ice. Stripped away by Hernchak. Shot comes in, shoulder saves. Zemansky gloves it down. A chance. And a save by Soltez once more. As the net comes off. The whistle at dead here at 8:32. I thought I heard a penalty call. I might have been mistaken there.
No, I don't think so, but Soltez with an incredible save on that one. Reaching across, barely getting his glove in the way. He's looked strong, despite 3 goals given up.
Soltez, another member of that historic IUP Crimson Hawk team, now is a goaltending coach. A lot of goaltenders that he coaches played in our GOAT 4v4 league that we call Andrew, that are now making some commitments to the NCAA level. So Soltez in the coaching ranks doing some phenomenal work as well. Working down into the zone come Buffalo. Chance away from Melanson in front, backdoor chance, and it squirts its way in. 4-1 Tempest. Here is just about 8 to go. And a bunch of Forge players diving every which way to prevent it, including Soltez. But still makes its way in the back of the net. I think it'll be Hernchak again for his second of the game.
Soltez gets run over by Cunningham as he's coming across. Luckily popped right back up. Could have been scary if he goes down. He's looked really good.
15 saves so far. They're going to give the goal to Jason Melanson for his 9th of the season. I believe that's what we heard correctly up here. Dixon tried to win it forward. And now into the zone. Here comes Kiffner. Offsides, Buffalo. That one a little harder to see from our angle, but I trust the linesman's call there.
We can't really see the first 3 inches of the ice, maybe a little more than that, maybe about a foot. We just can't see in front of the benches because we are currently standing over them.
Yes, we have to look our way down.
Yeah.
Try our very best to make it work. I want to try our GoPro camera at some point where it's us. I'm looking at the GoPro. Maybe we'll get around to it. We have 3 cameras set up today. We'll try to get to all 3 here, but I'm the one manning it, so I have to be careful when to use it. And this will be an icing here on Buffalo, and they'll work their way down back in front of Wa. Here, let's try it, shall we? There we are. Look at that. See our nice little booth. There's our names. It's actually positioned right.
Yeah.
We did not plan that either.
No,
But
I got the cord in my face.
yeah, cords in my face too, but we make it work. Transition back here. There. Oh, there we go. We had it the wrong way around, but
Yep.
made it work now. Save from Soltes. Easy cover up here. 7:30 to go here in period 1. Shots 20-6 in favor of the Tempest.
Iron City's got to do a lot to get more shots. That's what they need in this game.
It's credit to the Tempest defense, not giving him any chances whatsoever, and the offense has just been insane. Wow, sees Glavich coming and gets out of that net to play it over to his defenseman. Dangerous threat on the ice. We saw the lone goal so far for Iron City today. Glavich puts one on. Glove saved by Waugh. Pops free in the corner. He had no idea where that went, and they'll have to reset at center ice. Daniel Schmidt couldn't hold on to it. Whipple up high for Dominzak. Whipple backhands. Shoulder stop by Soltes. Rebound pops out. A flutter, and Soltes getting a piece of it. At the half circle, work up high to Ventura. His shot blocked by Glavich. He'll go in his horse. Waugh will come out to play it, and they'll get it out of his zone. A little bit of a soft pass. I thought a chance there for Iron City to take it and put it in the empty cage.
I had the same thought.
As a goaltender being very active, but when you see Glavich running down like that, you don't want the breakaway. Soltes behind the net will hold for Zemansky. He's going to see a lot of minutes today, his first game since the Toledo weekend. Connolly muscles off his man for Salick. Puts it to center. Wilkins waiting. We'll shove this back into the zone. Got his first career goal last night. One of their top defensemen and fan favorites. Icing is waved off. Here at just under 6 to go in the first. Connolly walks it down low as Salick took a two-hand to his nameplate. No call there. And it seems referees here just are going to let the guys play on until it's something completely obvious. Even though I think both penalties that could have been called, I think were a little obvious. But that's the ref's discretion.
I believe there could have been at least 2 calls on that play, but none called. Ref didn't see any.
Morgan looks to spring Connolly free. Onsides, no. Offsides. Also behind the play, Zemansky with a huge hit. And now this will be outside of the zone. Whoa! Behind the play. I'm not sure if there's contact or not by Butterworth as he ran into Jake Salick. As they'll exchange words on the way towards the Buffalo bench. Don't think very kind words, to say the least, between the two.
It looked like it started kind of, did not end that way. Because I'm surprised they're really not calling anything. If I saw the referee at center ice watching that happen, if they're not seeing that, then I don't think there's going to be much of anything today.
The APHL known for its fighting and with penalties not being called. And there's a shot coming from Granville to expand Buffalo's lead to 5-1. The captain extending it for his 9th of the season. But continue on that statement here, Andrew. There's a lot of fighting in this league, and a lot happens when things aren't called and it boils over.
Yes. That's just how things are in hockey.
It's a general.
Things don't get called,
Yeah.
then it gets chippier. And in leagues where there's no fighting, that doesn't happen. But
They're
here,
just 10-minute misconducts.
yeah. But that shot was nice.
That was beautiful by
It was a
Kyle
beautiful
Granville.
shot off the post and in, up in that top corner.
The reason a C is on his sweater for how good of a player he is. Leads the team in points, but not in goals. But look at the assists that he has on the year. He's very impressive. That's 21 assists on the year and 9 goals. Just a playmaker first, then a goal scorer. Here's Jordan on the shot save from Waugh. Cunningham for Jordan. Jordan Tries to walk it down. Granville strips it away, but tumbles, has some reinforcement. Perez with Houlihan. Perez, the Houlihan shot and fans on it. Soltez sliding across, but there will be a tripping call coming up with Granville going down. Andrew, I'm not trying to play his sides, but I feel like that might have been his own doing.
Uh, I can't.
I don't know.
I don't.
That was tough.
From my angle right here, it's right in front of me. He fell on his own.
I thought he did. And it's just weird that that one is the first one that they do decide to call. And Kurt Schmidt's going to be the guilty party, as he's just as confused as we are. As they'll discuss with the referee, and he's none too pleased. But to the power play goes Buffalo. They were perfect last night, and it didn't take them much at all for the penalty to go away. They're going to kick Kiffner out of the faceoff, and Melanson will have to step in. Conley will win it back. Szymanski will try to rip it down. Kept alive by Scardino. Over to Losel. Looks for the shot. That one will rule off the wall. Whipple works his way up high. Walks the blue line. Scardino knocks it down. Back over to Whipple. For Melanson. Works behind that. A chance here for Losel. Puts that one wide. 30 seconds gone on the penalty. Scardino. Man up high. Down for Whipple. Back to Scardino. Shot comes in. Soltez makes the save. Covers up. 39 seconds of Schmidt's penalty has been killed.
Just some good passing by Buffalo so far, trying to find that open shot so they can get catch Soltez going left or right, or just find a hole in him.
Salek on the draw, tied up with Kiffner. It'll work Buffalo's way as Myers muscles his man into the wall. Losel is it blocked away by Morgan. And in front, you see Myers jousting away. He's one when tempers start to run, he will drop the mitts. He's not the biggest guy, but he is a feisty player. As the benches will continue jousting with the words, we'll see what boils over here in the remainder of this first period. Szymanski will muscle this one out, and Buffalo will chase. Iron City will get some changes here on the PK. Losel takes it behind the net. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Houlihan sends it up ice. Whipple. Roll to Soltez. He'll take the shot. Is it enough to get out? Bouncing. Losel can't hold. And they'll have to reset. Perez across the blue line. Works his way down low. 15 seconds to go. Hernchak. Back over to Houlihan. Down low Perez. Perez puts one wide. Caught in Losel skates. Salek wrestles with him. Across for Perez. 2 seconds and one. Shot from Hernchak. Saved by Soltez. Penalty has been killed. And Schmidt back onto the ice. Morgan will poke it to center. And Buffalo resetting. Iron City gets some changes. Good kill for the Iron City penalty killers. Glavich pressuring, as well as Schmidt. As the top line fully back on now as Cunningham enters. Cunningham gets it to center ice. Works his way into the zone. Cunningham eventually gets it stripped away from him. Hernchak up for Perez. Perez puts one on, deflected by Iron City. That'll roll into the netting. Now to play 2:01 here in period one.
While not exactly, goalies have been pretty even, letting in almost a goal every 5 shots.
Yeah.
Not exactly perfect, as it is 26-8 and it is 5-1, but not horribly different on the stat department of the goalies so far.
I can say these Soltez, with the amount of shots he has faced, 26 at this point. In only 5, I'd say pretty good, as Cunningham blows up Ventura. And there we go, Ventura and Cunningham. They drop him, they will. Cunningham and Ventura. Gloves aren't off on Ventura, and he's wrestling Cunningham, getting a couple of rights in, now a left, and drags him to the ice as Cunningham blew him up at center. And Ventura answers the bell. Cunningham, not known for fighting, held his own, but Ventura got a lot of shots in on him. As Aaron Ventura will get saluted on his way to the penalty box by his teammates, as Benny Cunningham will still exchange words with the other Ventura, Moses, and now he'll make his way to the penalty box. And now the captains, Granville and Schmidt, will make their way to talk with the referees here to sort this all out. Do you think just 5 for fighting? Do you think anything else added on here?
I have no idea. You could maybe see one for instigation, but I don't know if that's a thing here.
I've never seen instigate. I've just seen like an extra 2 for roughing or like a 2 for a cross check or interference, like something like that added on to a 5.
You know more than I do here.
Yeah, I have no idea how they'll sort other. I think just even 5-5 for fighting, but that'd be my call. But I'm not the one in stripes down there.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to talk it over here with under 2 to go. Both their first periods are done for the day. As Glavich wondering what the holdup is, as so are we. And I believe Schmidt is as well, and now they'll make the way to the bench to talk it over. It's a 4 on the board here for Ventura. So we'll 2 for high sticking on Ventura, 2 minutes for instigating, and a 5 for fighting. So he'll have 4 minutes of penalty time. So 2 instigating and 2 for roughing, along with a 5 for fighting. And then Cunningham 5 for fighting. Okay, so a power play for Iron City for 4 minutes. I did not think that was going to come out of that. And now the referee threatening one of the Iron City players on the bench, and he might have just tossed somebody. I'm not sure what they're. They might have tossed somebody here, Andrew. I'm not sure. Both referees were very vocal towards the Iron City bench.
Yes, they were. Can't hear very well what they said, so.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they'll decide on, but Glavich, Connolly, Hoffman, Salick, and Jordan will be the power play players on the ice. Glavich tied up on the draw, went back to the fellow Ventura Moses, and he will clear this one the length of the ice. Soltez, leave it off for Jake Salick. Salick for Jordan. Dangling, moves his way forward to Glavich. Wanted to go out wide. There is Sorrow, and will clear it down into the Iron City zone. Salick. Holding, looking for some room to work with. One to leave off to Glavich. Now will take up ice. Glavich across center. Now the blue line. Glavich working in with speed. Looks for Hoffman. Now rolls to Jordan. Jordan holding. Out wide, a chance for Glavich. Puts it wide of the net. Jordan once more holding on. Out to Connolly. Connolly puts that one wide. Skating over his Salick. Can keep it in. Stretches over to Conway, to the middle to Glavich. Glavich winds up a shot, hits off Hoffman. Rebound cleaned up by Buffalo, and they'll dump it to center ice. Salick turned it over. Granville has a breakaway to his backhand, puts it upstairs. A shorthanded goal for Kyle Granville, his second straight goal and second of the game with 30 seconds to go in the period. Granville has been insane tonight. Has really flipped the switch here in a 6-1 lead for the Tempest.
Able to get that breakaway, unable to catch him with Glavich, so he able to move over to his backhand and flip that one in.
Schmidt, Dixon, Morgan, Myers, and Mancini will finish off the period here for the Forge power play, as they'll have a lot of rollover time going into the second period. Myers up for Morgan. with speed across center, now enters the zone. And offsides as Mancini tried to hold up at the line, but it was a little ahead once again.
11 seconds to go in the first period. Iron City's got to push hard to try and get one in this last 10 seconds.
Schmidt on the draw against Kiffner. Will win it forward to be stopped here by the Tempest. We'll float it to center. Myers for Dixon. Schmidt, 3 seconds and 2, has to take the shot, blocked away, and that'll roll into the netting regardless. That'll do it for the end of the first period. 6-1 in favor of Buffalo. They started the scoring. Iron City answered from Dom Glavich, and then 5 unanswered, including a fight between Cunningham and Ventura. Andrew, final thoughts before we go to the break.
Iron City needs to do a lot better getting out of their zone and getting into the offensive zone. 9 shots to 27 is not a good stat line to have.
27-9 favors shots of the Tempest. We'll be back with period number 2 in just a couple minutes' time. Second period is a go here from Brady's Run Ice Arena, 6-1 Buffalo. There is still a 2-minute power play that overlaps from the end of that first period fight between Cunningham and Ventura, and Iron City will look to make them pay here, down by 5 in the beginning of the second period. I'm Caden McCrory alongside Andrew Keel. It's been an entertaining game so far here. It was close at first, Buffalo with 5 unanswered, and now Glavich looking to make them pay here on the power play on his backhand to his forehand, stretches across and puts it in. Dom Glavich, second of the game. It's a power play goal, and Iron City answers in the beginning of the second period.
A great way to start for sure. Power play goal. Just powers through the crease there. Able to wrap that one around. Wow.
Dom Glavich, 5 goals in the last 24 hours, tied now for the team lead, and is the only goals in this game here for Iron City. So now it is 5 on 5. 5 on 5 here now, as the penalty will come off the board, and a successful power play for Iron City. Coulter looks for Hoffman, and taken away. Dominchek send it in. Down to get there is Whipple. Dixon will take it back for Iron City. Will kick it into the zone. And now Losel corralling for Wilkins. Tapped forward. And Kiffner will take up ice. Kiffner. Down low, looking. Has Wilkins. Wilkins winds up, fakes. Moves it out to the side. And Kiffner, in some pain, will now make his way to the bench. Coulter will tap it for Dixon. Now for Ty Hoffman. Down the right wall, will chip it off the boards for Mancini. Couldn't get there. And now a chance to for the Tempest, a 3-on-2. Granville leading the rush. Looks to dangle in and denied by Zemansky. Sorrow gets muscled by Stevens. Mancini picks it up. Will throw it into open territory. Coulter across the line and will dump it around the boards. Iron City changing. Sorrow battling with Stevens. Caught underneath them. Eventually dragged out by Danny Michael. Michael moves it to the point. Jordan walks from one. Gives it to Glavich. Glavich shot. He scores. Dom Glavich hat trick goal in consecutive games. And too early in the second makes it 6-3.
And with that, in one whole weekend, is now the leading goal scorer for the Iron City Forge.
It's impressive. And Glavich really making them pay. And you thought 5 goals was a lot to come back from. Now in the opening 2 minutes, it's 3. This is a lot more doable for your Iron City. We'll switch up the lines now. Salek will battle Granville. Will win it back for Schmidt. For Jordan now. Shovels out of the zone for Connolly. Connolly gets it taken away. Out comes Soltez, and he'll muscle that to the wall. Be sent in by Iron City. They'll go to chase it down. Forward for Perez. Perez could not get around Jordan. Salek will battle. Couldn't keep it into the zone. And Granville will retreat back. Now works his way to center. Into the Iron City zone down the right wall. Round Connolly. Back behind the net onto his backhand. Leaves it for Perez. Perez behind the net looking. Will circle his way up high. Leaves it now down low to Cerro. Cerro. And he'll go the length of the ice here. On net, Waugh feels the pressure of Connolly and decides to cover up. A smart play by Waugh. As he lets that go, Connolly probably has a tap in.
That would be a pretty big blunder if he lets that one go and just gonna tap in.
You make 100 moves and eventually one's going to make a miss and empty net goal. Face off here is Glavich back on the ice. I think we're going to see a lot more of him throughout this game. Glavich wins it to the wall. Coulter battling away. It'll be shuffled down low by the Tempest defense. Sent in off a stick. Myers will glove it down. Leaves it off for Hoffman. He'll chip it forward to Schmidt. Schmidt out wide to Coulter. Coulter enters the zone, puts it on. A blunder by Waugh almost makes its way in the back of the net. Glavich picks it up, tried to shovel in front, no one home, and the Tempest will turn the other way. Offsides, Melanson will just put this one in, and the Tempest will reset. 16:25 to go here in period 2. Coulter, hit for Schmidt. Schmidt puts it on, blocked away. Kept in by Glavich, turning shot is blocked. Glavich will get it back, puts it on, saved by Waugh, with Coulter providing the screen.
Another great opportunity there for Glavich. As he's I don't know about putting the team on his back, but it's definitely been a huge help this game.
All weekend long. 2 consecutive hat trick games, 7 points in the last 2 games, and we haven't even hit the halfway mark of that second game yet. Off the draw, Buffalo wins it. Look to move up ice, caught in Whipple skates. He'll play this one back and sent out by Scardino. Leaves it for Whipple. Had some trouble with it. Now corrals it, puts it into the zone. Plays this behind the net, looking in front of chance. Rolls to the point. Scardino can't keep it, and will move back to center ice. Losel looks to chip it in. Has his man. They'll complete the chip. Soltez will hold and leave it behind the net. Szymanski caught with the referee in the way. Chance in front, and they'll score. Cross ice pass to Anthony Whipple. His first goal on the season. It's 7-3.
Great pass across. And he just had a wide open net. Able to filter that pass through about 5 bodies in front of that net. Unable to get across Soltez. Great shot.
Coming into this game, there's a couple players who are looking for their first of the season, and Anthony Whipple, one of the last now after this weekend, to get a goal added to his name on the Buffalo Tempest roster. Butterworth will take a draw here against Cunningham. Has been one of the most vocal players on that Tempest bench. I mean, not surprised to see him drop the mitts at some point. Here's Hallett coming in. Myers lifts his stick, goes for Kirchschmidt. For Cunningham. Wrestled by Sorrow. He'll get it back. Off the referee. Cunningham corrals, leaves it for Schmidt. Stutter steps from one. Will chip it into the zone, and the Fords will chase. Sorrow for Howlett. Stick lift by Schmidt. He'll pop free in center, and Myers will tap this back in. Wilkins takes it behind his net. Glavich all over him. A turnover. Cunningham across for Schmidt. Bouncing puck. Waugh gets across. Couldn't corral it. To the point. Hoffman shot. Glove save Waugh. They'll slap this one down. This will go the length of the ice. No icing to hit a Forge player, and now Soltez will come out to play it. All the way to center to Glavich. Now a shot coming in. Save there by Waugh. Trying to get through a couple of bodies along the right wall. A chance coming in. A shot shoulder save there on Waugh here on Morgan, who has looked impressive here in his first game. The first period, you could just see he was kind of settling in, and now 2 A+ chances for Morgan.
Yeah, he's really settled in for sure, as you said. That shot looked dangerous. Just getting a shoulder on it was Waugh, so he's feeling himself now.
Shots 28-17 in favor of Buffalo. With the 4-goal advantage. Off the draw shot, and that'll bounce over the net. Another good opportunity there for the newcomer. Turning, shooting, shoulder save, rebound pops out. Salek got a piece of it and just couldn't knock it down as Morgan still looking for that first goal. Granville dances in. Morgan gets across and breaks it up. Now it's really starting to feel himself on the ice. Connolly goes one-on-one with Ventura, takes the shot. Ventura gets a piece of it. He'll muscle this one to center. Back is Daniel Schmidt. Moves it up by Salek. Quickly up to Morgan. Now for Connolly, he'll race down to it versus Scardino, and Buffalo can get it out of the zone. Down the right wall. Shot from Houlihan off the shoulder of Soltez into the netting, and out of play it will go. 13:33 here in second period. There's a lot of makeshift lines going on of what we were given before the game. As Glavich is seemingly taking a shift with I think every forward
Yeah,
on the Iron City bench.
definitely looking like they want him every other shift.
He has the energy. I mean, why not? Glavich takes the draw, will lose a shot from the point. Stick save by Soltes. Mancini takes his man down to the ice, has Glavich, picks it up for Danny Michael. Michael throws this one in. A bounce almost ends up on the stick of Isaac Stevens. Shot comes in and they'll score. In front of deflection. I think Danny Michael might get credit for it. If not, Glavich will get goal number 4. And regardless, Iron City gets it right back.
Iron City's definitely felt better this period. That first period, they seemed a little slow. They seemed not on their toes as much, but this period they've looked really strong. Winning this period so far 3-1.
It'll be Glavich, his 4th of the season. Michael did not get step. Regardless, a really good screen in front by Danny Michael. But Glavich now 7 goals on the weekend. You cannot talk about how much he has meant to this team. 13 minutes here in the second period. A hat trick in the second period alone for Dom Glavich. Michael provides the pressure, as does Hoffman, but getting away is Logar. Logar stepping in. Can't get around Mancini. They'll meet into the wall. Back below a shot saved by Soltes. Comes out behind the net. Szymanski battling. Loose in front. Herncheck shot. Soltes with the save. Hoffman to clear. Losel will keep it alive at the blue line for Buffalo. His shot comes in through his own man's screen, but Soltes makes the save. Szymanski, like I said, big body. If you're a goaltender and that's your defenseman, you love him sometimes. In that scenario, if you can't see the puck, you're just kind of lucky it hits you. Face off in the defensive zone. Coulter loses that draw as Logar gets muscled by Myers to the point. Losel, his shot taken away there by Mike Hoffman, and now quickly up ice try to go to Forge. A little too fast, and Buffalo can clear. Hoffman for Dixon. They are off, and they accidentally touch. Offside's called on the Tempest, total of 5.
Iron City Forge like to take one of their puck spots here.
Did forgot to say on the fights and the penalty for Ventura, it was a just one more sports bar and grill power play. I forgot to say it. I'm sorry. We only had one last night, and then we have one so far today, so I do apologize, but that was a just one more sports bar and grill power play goal from Dom Glavich in the beginning of the second period. Hashtag ad read. Save there from Y. He'll cover up at 11:51. An offensive zone draw. The more this period's progressed, the more Iron City, I think, is gelled compared to period 1.
Yes. They look a lot more together as a team the second period than they did in the first.
His top line, a big reason towards the score sheet in one way or another. Schmidt for Cunningham. Down low to Mike Hoffman at the blue line. Cannot keep it in. And now a hand pass called. As very close to keeping it in, but ref's right there to see it. But it will go back into the Tempest zone because of that hand pass call. And
Forge getting a little bit of a benefit here with that as well. Another offensive zone draw.
Can set up the exact same way that almost worked just moments ago. Schmidt tries to go to Cunningham again, eventually gets to him. It's down low, loses his stick. Myers at the blue line. Can't keep it in. And now Dominjak, 2-on-1 with Whipple. Blocked away by Hoffman. Myers has his stick tied up. Dominjak comes out with it over to Whipple, dangles a shot in, and Soltes makes the save. Hoffman gets wrestled towards the boards to the point it rolls. Shot comes in from Losel through traffic, and Soltes is there. Along the wall, Myers pinning it. Dominchek coming out of it for the Tempest. To the point to Wilkins, winds up, save, rebound pops out, diving, and they'll be able to clear. Mike Hoffman on the clearing attempt. Now Glavich all over the defender, makes a miss and almost had a breakaway chance. Looking for the 5th goal of the game for him. Backhand shot, save there, rebound pops out. Another save by Soltez. Been peppered with shots here the last couple of seconds. Glavich will just tap this one in, and they'll try to get changes. Glavich, offsides called, as just a little too quick there with his guys changing on the other side.
Tried to jump in and keep that puck from going offside. It's just a little too late.
Coulter, Ty Hoffman, and Dixon hop on for the forwards. Shorten and Daniel Schmidt defensively. Schmidt tap it towards the wall. Ventura there. Coulter will take it away from him. Schmidt up ice for Ty Hoffman. Hoffman down the right wall looking for Dixon. Bounces back to Hoffman. Coulter turning and shooting. Puts it wide of the net. Jordan will settle just beyond center. Will take it up ice himself. Knows his goal lead that he had coming into the game has been stripped away. He's going to probably fight for a couple offensive chances here. Has 2 power play goals on the season as well, including 2 goals last night for Iron City. Jordan dangles in, looking, works out wide. Jordan shot, tries to go upstairs, and a shoulder save made by Wah. Really trying to get that goal lead back.
Yeah. Jordan making almost everyone miss on that one. Trying to find the weak spot of Wah as well. But he's been able to stop everyone that's not named Glavich.
Everyone that's not named Glavich. Little puck souvenir there for a fan. We're not going to use the same joke twice. Not from Shawinigan.
So it makes it funny though, because it's the same place every time.
That's true. No matter how many pucks go out during that video game, it'll always be a young fan from Shawinigan. I don't know how he gets to every rink so fast. Chance the other way for the Tempest, just under halfway through this second period. Scardino shot, blocked by Zemansky. Will pop free Morgan. Springs Connolly free, and he'll just dump this one into the zone. Felt the pressure coming from Houlihan. The blue line Zemansky whacks it back to Mancini. Will put this in the zone off of Sorrow. And be played by Wall behind the net for Perez. Morgan steps up, takes a shot, and it bounces in. First game, first goal, Braden Morgan. It's 7-5. The Forge continue to chop away at that lead.
That was one that we both said he's been looking better throughout the game. He's looked stronger. He's had great chances. I don't know if you'd classify that as a great chance, but it was a chance nonetheless, and it goes in the back of the net.
Braden Morgan, the additions continue to provide success here. And you get the honor of staying on the ice. And look at this. The only 2 goal scorers in the game are now on a line with each other. Granville gets lit up by Zemansky, and Perez wanted to challenge, but Zemansky making his presence known. What a hit. Zemansky skating against Loso. Loso up high, chance, bouncing. A bunch of Forge bodies can spring that down the ice. Wah, up for Logar. Logar will carry. Gets around Morgan, now to center. Around Cunningham. Works it up high. Shot comes in from Houlihan high and wide. Houlihan rustled off by Morgan. Will bounce it to center ice. Zemansky over for Mancini. Back to Zemansky. And off the stick of Perez. And out of the zone, it'll not go. Hard to see from that corner. Is Zemansky without a stick. All he's going to do is try to wrestle, and he'll continue that with Perez. Shot out wide, blocked by Glavich. Perez looking, shot wide of the net. Ventura couldn't handle it, and he will have to pick this up at his own blue line. And now Wilkins is messing around behind the play with Zemansky. Zemansky laughing him off, but Wilkins is going to go to the box. As Zemansky all smiles, as I believe he just bought himself a power play. As Perez wanted to have a word for the ref, the referee said kindly to go back to your bench. I'm not sure if they took both. I think it would be a power play here for Iron City, though. As Granville, the captain, without his helmet, trying to talk to the ref. Cross-checking call to Wilkins, and the Just One More Sports Bar and Grill power play will be in effect here with 7:38 in period 2.
Just first one. Just.
So they've already successful 1 for 2 on the night with a goal from Glavich in the beginning of the second period. As they'll look to get the right personnel on, do the forge. It's a dangerous power play here. You're down by 2. You have a lot of lethal scores on the ice. And the way the second period is gone, you'd think every player has a dangerous shot.
Yeah.
Glavich directing traffic, Cunningham, Schmidt, Jordan, and a player I can't see at the moment on that right wall, Myers. And they'll have 2 minutes to try to make them pay. Myers in the corner, bounces free, Jordan winds up, shot, save, Waugh, rebound, bounces out, Glavich can keep it alive. Glavich, down low to Cunningham, looking in front for Myers, his stick tied up, and Logar will airmail this one, Jack on sides, had a chance but now will retreat back. All the way back to Sara.
Buffalo also has a shorthanded goal this game.
That's true. Both teams dangerous on the extra man in one way or another. Cunningham gets that trip by Logar. Soltes comes out and breaks it up. Logar blocked away. 1:05 to go on the Wilkins penalty. Jordan springs Schmidt free. Schmidt dances into the zone. Out wide, Glavich holding shot and a block by Scardino as Waugh was diving over. If it's not for him, that's an easy goal there for Glavich.
Yeah, that was, and probably the easiest of his would-be 5 on the night if that one does not get tipped in front. So fortunate bounce there for Waugh and Buffalo.
Second unit pops on. Salek, Morgan, Hoffman, Mancini. And once again, a player I cannot see on the right wall. Warning on the face-off. Salek trying to man up with Perez. Be one back. It was Connolly to Mancini now. Back to Connolly. Conley walks it in, shot, blocked by Perez. Down behind the net. Losar looking to clear. And we'll get it out. Houlihan for Perez. Walks in. Pad save by Soltes. Salak corralling 30 seconds on the man advantage. Hoffman for Morgan. We'll have to stutter step at the blue line. Hoffman has to get back on sides. He does. Morgan dangling in, puts the shot on, gets lit up, but a save there by Waugh. The blue line, keeping it alive with Salek. Now will spring Houlihan free. Morgan, the lone guy back, tries to get diving across. Backhand attempt. Soltes makes the save. Another chance. Soltes there. And a couple of really good shorthanded opportunities as the penalty comes to an end here for Buffalo. Hoffman for Connolly. Springs Glavich free down the right wall. Glavich looking, holding, shot, tries to go upstairs, hits a piece of Waugh, and now springs Buffalo free the other way. Draw pass, Granville. Down low, tic-tac-toe, and blocked by Mancini, helping out his goaltender. Sorrow shot, fanned on. Hoffman out wide to Connolly. Connolly enters the zone, puts it towards the net, does not get on net, but will get his own rebound. Turning shot is blocked by Losol. Morgan getting back, chopping it. Staying on sides is the Tempest. Looking for a Michigan. Could not hold on to it, was Melanson. His shot blocked by Jordan. 4:45 here in the second period to go. 7-5 Buffalo. A 4-goal second period for Iron City. Jordan, stutter stepping, makes one miss, continuing with stride in the zone, takes it into the wall. Goes across Glavich, shot all over him with a tied up stick. Trying to stretch it forward, off sticks, icing is waved off. Stevens, the first one back to it. Tries to go around the wall, Hernchak is there. Hernchak walking in, saves Soltez, rebound pops out. Michael cleans it up for Iron City, plays it behind the net. Daniel Schmidt to exit, fans on the first one, now gets it out. As Michael cross center, and will tap it in. Under 4 to go. Some good back and forth by both teams. Stevens bodied off the puck momentarily, bounces to center. Schmidt will play this one in, bounces, and oh, he puts it in! Daniel Schmidt plays it off the wall, it bounces in front of Juan, puts it in his own net. And that's one way to get your first career goal, Daniel Schmidt. It's a 1-goal hockey game. I'm not sure how that happened. It just bounces off the wall with a weird bounce and then just whop puts it in.
Yeah, it's what it looked like. I didn't see anything, and then it was in the net. Looking back, I still don't see anything.
It just a flutter and then just makes its way off Wass skating in. It just a weird bounce and suddenly it's a 1-goal hockey game. Hoffman for Dixon. For Coulter. Coulter's shot almost squeaked its way through.
Waugh was not looking at that one. He was dealing with the man in front.
Mike Hoffman tries to settle. Hits his pocket pick, 2-on-1 the other way. Kipner down the left wall, tries to go upstairs, just too high. Dixon for Ty Hoffman. The lone forward on the entry. Puts it off the stick of Waugh into the netting, out of play. 3:08 here in the second period. We're calling this game right now like it's a third period. We still have another full period
Yeah, we
after
do.
this. 42-30 the shots.
And Buffalo Tempest Waugh, he was sharping a lot during that first period. I think he's got his mouth shut right now.
Yeah, 5
Losing
unanswered.
this period 5-1.
Yeah. 5 unanswered from Iron City here in the second. And this time we can't say it's all Glavich is doing. There's only a couple of them came off the stick of 81. His unit back on the ice for Iron City. Back behind the net, chance lose. Oh, Granville almost sneaking home his third of the game, but denied by Soltez. Here's Kurt Schmidt looking for Cunningham. Perez, backdoor chance, Granville, fans underneath, and it's poked in. Houlihan buries it, and Tempest get one back to make it 8-6.
After an incredible save, getting across from Soltez. Makes an incredible save, pokes it back through him, and it just squeaks over, and it gets buried.
Say the last couple of goals Soltez has let in has been, I'd say, not his fault. There's just a lot of really good passing and just some bad breaks in front of his net. So Granville and Perez will get the assist on that one. They completed the passing play. That top unit striking again for the Tempest. Cleared out by Buffalo to center. Hernchek down the left wall. Wants to wrap it around and squeaks it through. Spencer Hernchek, second of the game, and it's 9-6 Buffalo.
Unfortunate for the Forge. All of that momentum is gone now. 2 goals in 20 seconds.
And Hernchek now up to 18 goals on the season. That's 6 on the weekend. You'd be surprised if I told you that's the second highest total of goals for a player on a weekend of this one. But Hernchek helping his team out in a big way here today. Logar, 2-on-1 with Melanson. Has Herncheck up high, goes to him. Shot saved by Soltes. Sharp angle shot. Soltes will elect a cover. And with under 2 minutes to go, we'll get a whistle in front of Soltes.
Forge need this intermission quickly now. All that momentum gone. They need to go back in the locker room, and that's how they got it in the start of this period. That's how they need to get it to hit the third. They need to just drain rest of this 2 minutes.
See if they can do so. Connolly wins the draw. Wanted to go back to a defense, but none there, and now Buffalo will look to set up. Granville to Perez. Perez looking. Holding. Takes the shot, rolls to Granville now. I think this might be a two-line unit now for Buffalo as we're seeing the same couple of guys here the last couple minutes. Scardino will chip it to center. Granville settling. Over for Losel. Losel taking it behind the net. Onto his backhand, loose and stopped by Morgan. Looked for Connolly ahead of his stick. Enough for an icing. It will not. It rolls right to Law. Scardino leaves it for Losel. Through the middle to Perez. Perez around Morgan. Wakes it outside. Blocked by Mancini.
1 minute, man.
Behind the net, be chipped. Glavich to the wall to Stevens. Stevens for Morgan off his boot. Now Glavich will run and pick it up. Glavich around one, works his way in, shot, rebound, and a save by Watt. 2 good chances for Dom Glavich. Danny Michael waits for his teammates to get onside, so he'll just flip it in. 35 seconds to go in the period. Glavich provides the pressure. Myers steps up. Could be a mistake. 2-on-1 the other way. Perez blocked by Mike Hoffman. Rebound in front. Soltes makes the stop. Ventura puts it towards the net. It'll ricochet off the wall, and Wilkins will have to get back to center. Wilkins backpedaling all the way into his own zone. For Ventura, 10 ticks to go here as Buffalo trying for one last chance. Trying to walk through Hoffman. Leaves it for Glavich. Realizes the time. Will just tap it into the Buffalo zone. 9-6 at the end of 2. An impressive 15 minutes or so for Iron City, but Buffalo battling back to get a couple to keep it a 3-goal lead for them.
Yeah, it was all the way down to a 1-goal game at one point, and Forge, I don't know if they took their foot off the gas or if Buffalo put their foot back on the gas or what happened there to end this period.
Shots 49-31 in favor of Buffalo. Glavich with 4 goals in the game, first career goals for Daniel Schmidt and Braden Morgan. So Schmidt's was one of the weirder ones I've ever seen, but regardless, it counts on the board. But then, which should be a really fun third period, will come here momentarily. It's 9-6 Buffalo. Stay tuned. You ready, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun third period. It's 9-6 Buffalo going into this third period, but a wooden effort from Iron City. Glavich, Schmidt, and Morgan all providing goals to make it a one-score game at one point, and then 2 late goals from the Tempest towards the end of that period makes it 9-6. And here's Morgan right off the draw, flying, puts one wide of the net. Another good chance there for Morgan. Granville works the other way. Shot comes in. Rebound pops out. Soltez leaves it off for Jordan. He'll backhand this wide to Morgan. Floats it to center, and Scardino will retreat back. Off stick, Szymanski will skate it down. He has not been on the ice since that big hit, as Andrew mentioned to me in the break. You wonder if he has a target on his back going
I'm
into third
sure he
period.
did. He drew a penalty immediately after the fact.
It could be a good thing. They try to go after. He doesn't retaliate, and Iron City goes back to the power play. But we saw how well shorthanded Buffalo was, especially on that last attempt. As they do have one shorthanded goal today, and it sneaks in. Soltez thought it went behind the net, and squeaks its way through, and Logar will make it a 10-6 lead here for the Tempest early in the third.
Looked like that puck did not go in until the second whack. It was just sitting on the line between Soltez's feet, and then no one knew where it was except for
Logar.
Logar, who put it in.
Logar's second of the game, his fifth of the weekend. And Melanson and Hernchuk will add the apples to that one, with now a 4-goal lead. Here's Glavich, works his way in, dangling, still holding on a backhand, and almost makes its way through. A little more to the left, and he squeaks that one in. Mancini goes for Szymanski to center, turned over. Chance for Hernchuk, shot wide of the net. Jake Salad-Corelli carries for Kurt Schmidt. Schmidt across the blue line, leaves it off for Glavich. Glavich shot saved there by Waugh. And it will be cleared by the Tempest. Whipple waiting for some reinforcements. Walks his way into the zone. Schmidt battles him. Whipple plays it off a Forge player. They'll keep it on sides. Behind the net, Mancini holds back behind his own net. Looking. Goes along the wall. They'll clear this one to center ice and get some changes. Dixon, fresh off the bench, takes it down the right wall. Looks for a shot, bounces towards Waugh, and he will cover up. Here is 17:51 to go in period 3.
Forge need to get that feeling they had in the second period back. Feeling that they can come back, because they can. And at this point, in the second period, they were down by more and brought it back to a 1-goal game.
All it takes is one goal, and the momentum swings your way. Myers for Dixon, and gets laid out along the benches. Here's Hoffman, a shot rings off the glass, rebound pops out. Dixon winds up bouncing and walks wide of the net. A chance here for that unit. Almost makes its way through.
I believe that one went off the helmet of Waugh and just bounced right in front.
Some weird bounces in front of Waugh as Hoffman gets plastered on the blue line. In front of chance for Hoffman, and he'll score. Dixon to tie Hoffman, and the Forge get it right back in the beginning of the third period. It's 10-7.
It's a great shot.
Hoffman's second of the weekend, his third of the season. You just kind of felt that line was due. They've had some really good chances here today, and finally Hoffman gets rewarded.
Just as I say, they need to get that fire back in the second period. It looks like they have, because that was some great puck movement.
Myers will get the secondary assist. It'll be Ty Hoffman from Dixon and Myers. Glavich on the ice with Stevens and Michael as he looks to add to his goal total on the game. Here's Butterworth. Moves it to center. Sent in by Hallett. Glove down by Mike Hoffman. Leaves it for Michael. Chip for Glavich. A little ahead of him. We'll touch up at the line. And now we'll play it in. Myers. Back from Mike Hoffman. To the middle for Glavich. Will tap it into the zone and head off to the bench for a change. That's center, Myers. Behind the red line. And now sends it in. Wilkins. D to D for Scardino. Blocked by Stevens. Stevens holding on to it, looking for some room. Couldn't hold on to the puck. Jordan stepping up and can keep it in the zone for Iron City. It'll eventually be cleared by Scardino. No icing. And Myers will get back for the Forge. Up for Jordan. Dangles around one. On the entry. Gets stripped by Holohan. Here he goes the other way. Holohan. Looked to dangle through. Denied by Schmidt. And we'll play this behind the net. There is Morgan. Looking to dangle through, gives it off to Connolly. One touch for Morgan. Chips it off the wall, gets on his horse, continues his stride. Morgan, one-on-one, tries to go upstairs and puts it into the netting. I don't know if Waugh got a piece of it or not.
It didn't look like it. It looked like it just soared straight up, but also had a pass wide open across the crease, too.
Couple of different looks. It'll stay in the offensive zone here. One by the Tempest. Look to go around the wall. Zemansky will keep it in. Winds up, shot, pad, saved by Waugh. No one there to clean it up. And the Tempest can exit. Granville on the entry. It's corralled by Cunningham, retreats back to center. Still holding on to a 3-goal lead that they entered the period with. And a big hit thrown along the wall by Mancini. Perez takes a tumble. Mancini all over him, can clear it out. Losel shot and goes into the corner. Walking the blue line is Holohan. Corralled by Morgan. Mancini will block it away. Down low, Perez. Shot coming in. Rebound cleared out by Iron City. Mancini can get it to the blue line. Sorrow to Perez. In front, Holohan, stick tied up. Szymanski gives it out wide to Connolly. And will send this the length of the ice. Morgan gets on his horse. Waugh realizes it and comes out to play it. There was going to be an icing until Waugh came out. Not sure what we got here, Andrew.
Center ice, I believe, will be where the draw is. Because of the mistake icing call.
A center ice face off. Logar and Salek will be the ones to take it. Salek wins it to Schmidt. Over to Jordan. Through the middle to Salek on the entry. Wakes it out wide to the right. Salek puts it on. Stick save by Waugh. Goes into the netting. Reset in front of him. 14-14 to go here in period 3.
They've got to get one fast if they want to keep the momentum growing. So far, they got the one, but they're still kind of not feeling it.
Glavich off the draw. Shot rebound pops out off the pad and cleared the length of the ice. Icing is waved off. Soltesz leaves it for Dan Schmidt. Now to Glavich. Works his way out wide. All the Tempest surrounding him, knowing how dangerous he is with the puck. Puts it towards the net, bounces to Kirchman, up high to Jordan. Spins away. Jordan walking the blue line. In space, continuing in, and now loses it. And now getting back is Schmidt to cover for him. Melanson has his pass broken up. Salek up the wall for Jordan, the former ECHL player. Gives it over for Glavich, his shot. Saved by Waugh. And now the other way. Logar across from Melanson, broken up. A diving effort there by the Forge. Shot comes in from Losel, save, rebound, pops out, and Soltesz dives across. Now behind the net, Logar. Spinning, Jordan all over him, gets a stick up high, no call, as Jordan asking for an explanation. Thought that got right underneath his visor. Didn't do much of a sell job, though,
No,
unlike the World Juniors. Soltez comes out of his net to play it. Coulter will get there. Coulter down the right wall. Gets around one, looking for room across for Dixon, and Scardino there to break it up for Buffalo. Turning the other way is Kiffner. Up high Whipple. Down low quickly, a chance comes in, and will roll up around the wall. Wilkins, look for Domanzak. Stripped away by the Forge. Coulter will get it to center. Plays it out wide to Ty Hoffman. Hoffman winds up shot and rings around the back wall. And Wilkins goes after Myers, and he is down a heap of pain. And Michael Hoffman challenging, and a whole officiating crew there to break it up. It seems like Wilkins will head back to the box as Myers now back to
He's in the
his
locker
knees.
room.
Really, he's done. The end of the night for Kyle Wilkins. So it might only be him as Ty Hoffman exchanging words with Kiffner. And they'll try to sort it all out, but Wilkins' night has come to an end. It seems like it'll just be Wilkins at the moment. It's 7 minutes.
Wow.
A 5 and a 2. So Wilkins going after Myers and getting him up high results in now half of the period plus in an Iron City power play. 2 for slashing and 5 for high sticking.
That's what we heard.
Crazy. But his night comes to an end, and a just one more sports bar and grill 7-minute power play is now in effect for Iron City. If I have this right, the 2-minute penalty, if scored on, will go away, and then 5 minutes of continuous no matter what. If I have that right.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I believe so.
So 2 separate penalties on the board. Glavich, Zemansky, Jordan, Cunningham, and Schmidt. Jordan over to Cunningham. Down low to Kurt Schmidt. Wants to go up high to Glavich. Glavich takes a shot, saved by Waugh. He sent the length of the ice. Soltez will come out. Pressure from Whipple. He'll play it off into the corner. Glavich walks his way into the zone. Glavich to the outside. Drops back to Jordan. Jordan gets around one. Works his way out to the right. In his skates. Tried to go up high to Cunningham. And he'll have to go the length of the ice to get that one. 6:20 to go. And a penalty coming up on Iron City. As behind the play, Zemansky got a piece of Scardino's stick. And he'll put a small dent in the power play for Iron City. So interference on Zemansky. And for the next 2 minutes, we'll have 4-on-4.
2 minutes. For interference. Time and penalty at 8:31. Kaminsky to interference for Iron City at 8:31.
11:29 to go here in this third period. A lot of space now for these skill players to do something. Cunningham against Logar on the draw. Schmidt, and Jordan the unit. Be Logar, Herncheck, Scardino, and Losel. Logar off the face-off. Battling with Kurt Schmidt, the battle of the 23s. Sends it down low to Scardino. In front for Herncheck. Takes it behind the net. Plays it up high. Scardino, his shot, shoulder save, glove down. Logar trying to pull the trigger. All over him are the Forge. Logar again winds up. Glove save, Soltez. Cunningham grabbing for Iron City. Works his way up ice. Gives it to Schmidt. Into the zone they come on sides. Schmidt will play it all the way back to Mancini. We'll wait for them to get on sides. He'll spin out And Myers, good to see him back on the ice. Will shovel that on net. Off the wall. We'll send this one to center. Waiting there is Morgan. Morgan shakes through the check. Breakaway for Losel. One-on-one with Soltez to his backhand. Soltez there to shut the door. Read that the whole way.
Iron City Forge Light today. Tech Coil 30. Every quarter.
52 seconds of 4-on-4. Conley, Myers, Morgan, and Mancini. Ventura, Perez, Houlihan, and Sorrow for Buffalo. Conley will sky this one into the Tempest zone. Morgan chasing. Sorrow plays it behind. Perez meets up with Connolly. They'll joust away. Connolly trying to go up ice. Perez takes it right back. Through Morgan for Sorrow. Shot saved by Soltez. Mancini for Connolly. Connolly waiting just beyond the blue line. Gives it to Morgan. Morgan loses it to Sorrow. He'll send this one off the boot of Houlihan. A race for the puck. Perez will win it. Myers will sky this one towards center. Ventura will hold. Zemansky is free, and 4 minutes and 17 seconds of a power play now for Iron City. Morgan up for Mancini. Out wide to Connolly. He slapped that by Losel, and now a chance for Houlihan the other way. Houlihan in space, takes the shot, rolls off a body, and off the boards. Crowd now by Jordan. Up for Glavich. Glavich walking in, takes a shot, tried to go far side, and goes off the boards. Glavich again for Schmidt. Lines up shot, off a deflection, wings around the wall. Glavich behind the net for Dixon. Up high to Schmidt. Works it to Salick. Salick, Glavich one-timer, fans on the attempt. Dixon holding behind the net. And gets it to Schmidt. Over off the wall to Glavich. Glavich winds up shot. And Waugh makes the save, but Jordan trying to provide the screen.
Good possession here on this power play. Just unable to get one to go in the back of the net past Waugh. Only down by 3, so it's not out of the wheel yet.
They tried to sneak Morgan on the ice for somebody, but they at least got Hoffman for Jordan. So one new face on the ice for Iron City. Salick to Hoffman. Winds up, shot, save, Waugh, rebound, pops to Glavich. Over to Dixon, kicks it, shot, rolls off a Buffalo player into the netting and out of play. Another good setup there, but the Tempest defense really providing the pressure.
Yeah, they're doing really good at stopping the high danger shots on this power play. They still got 3 minutes to kill, so we'll see if something will eventually bleed through.
Coulter, Hoffman, Morgan, Cunningham, and Schmidt. They change up a couple more personnel. Morgan wrestling on the wall with Melanson, leaves it off for Cunningham. Cunningham tried to go cross ice and now springs a chance. Soltez wanted to challenge, now will lay back. Melanson coming in, trying to stretch and gets taken down. Might have been his own doing. Buffalo wanted to call on Cunningham. Hoffman gets around a defender, will take it down low. 2:40 to go on the penalty. Shot comes in from Kirchschmidt and rolls wide. Coulter across, has Hoffman. Banks it off the wall, rolls off the stick of Waugh behind the net, looks for the clear. Hoffman keeps it in. Cross for Cunningham. One-on-one, tries to go over the shoulder and stopped. Morgan can't keep it in. Iron City will have to reset. Morgan taking it in himself. Off his backhand, shovels it behind the net. Ventura tries to clear, and Morgan throws his weight into him. Cunningham. Down low for Schmidt. Holding. Cross for Coulter, shot. Rebound pops out, still digging for it. And Coulter can keep it alive. Coulter for Hoffman. Holding. Up high to Coulter. Takes the shot. Bouncing. Goes over for Schmidt. Wasn't paying attention. Could have been a backdoor chance. Schmidt walking. Shot goes up high on Sorrow. And they'll whistle it dead as Sorrow in a heap of pain. And Schmidt tending to him as the medic will make his way on to the ice. Not sure where that caught him, but definitely got him up high.
Looks like the ear is what he's holding, so that'd be my guess is the ear.
They'll tend to him here with 1:38 to go on the Wilkins penalty. Shot 60-49 right now in favor of Buffalo, as they are 4 away from what they had last game. And Sorrow can get off the ice under his own power. It's good to see. And Andrew, looks like that ear. You can see him kind of pointing to it, almost directly like he was trying to show our camera what got hit. And you saw the medic as well point to the ear. And now Iron City using it as kind of like a timeout to get who they want onto the ice. Glavich, Connolly, Jordan, Schmidt. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. They're still trying to figure out who they want. Glavich, Schmidt, Jordan, Dixon, and Myers. You got a $1.38 to work with. Draw one. They just go to pin it. Does Losel. With 6:40 to go. Buffalo trying to hold on to their lead. Dixon shot, pad save, Waugh. Bouncing puck, Schmidt corralling. Goes behind the net for Dixon. Dixon on his backhand. Shovels up high to Myers. Keeps it in off the blue line. Down low to Schmidt. Takes the shot. Heavy shot and a pad save by Waugh. Clearing attempt. Glavich is there up high to keep it in. Sends it around the wall for Myers. Myers looking down low. Has to dig for it. Up to the point to Jordan. Jordan for Dixon. Dixon shot through traffic, blocked away, rebound pops out to Myers, digging for it, pops out, and be cleared by Buffalo. Someone on that right side back door. It's a tap and goal, Andrew. Jordan gets muscled behind the net. Will shake off the hit and get the puck back. 37 seconds of power play time. Schmidt holding at the blue line. Goes across. One in Jordan. Will eventually get it down low. Glavich behind that Losel will pin it once more. It's not fun hockey, but it's smart hockey what Buffalo is doing on this PK. Ventura to clear. Myers keeps it in. Down for Glavich at the half circle. For Schmidt behind the net. In front for Glavich and goes off the crossbar. A very close chance in the dying seconds of the power play. Jordan gets muscled and scores! As the penalty expires, Michael Jordan doing it himself like Superman and makes it 10-8. What a heroic effort from 45.
What a goal.
Even. Yeah, thank you.
Delayed penalty, but
Michael Jordan, his 6th of the season, and heroic work as the second leading goal scorer, and he's a defenseman. Doesn't look
yeah.
like a defenseman at times, but he's a defenseman. So delayed penalty was going to come up on that. If they say it was not a power play goal, it was really close. It might have been at the half-second mark that he might have put that in. A 2-goal deficit for Iron City. Logar trying to change it. Mancini gets back. Mancini corralling it for Cunningham. Mancini whacking at it. Herncheck corralling, looking to go across, and it'll squeak in. Jason Melanson sneaks it home and gets it right back for Buffalo.
Any momentum that Iron City picked up on that goal, that late goal, just drains right there with that one.
Melanson's second of the game. And you wonder here, Andrew, at some point, when do you call your timeouts, if at all?
It's an interesting one, that's for sure.
Logar puts it towards Soltes. Has a 3-goal deficit and 4.5 minutes to fix it.
Jason Melanson.
Logar. Up high, Sorrow winds up shot. Glove save. Soltes quickly plays it out. Mancini up ice to Connolly. He'll settle. One's to go back to Zemansky. Pickpocketed by Hernchik. He'll dance it in. Hernchik. One to go up high to Sorrow. And he'll retreat all the way back to center. Holding. Up to Logar. Spinning from Coulter. Tapped into the zone. Myers whacking at it. Plays it to center. Zemansky picks it up behind the net.
Yeah, there's offsides.
He'll skate up ice as Iron City tries to change. Off to Dixon. Fakes the shot. Wants to go down low. Couldn't do so. The Tempest all over him. And here comes Perez. Perez shot rings off the iron. Soltes off his pad. Oh, really close to sneaking in there.
I don't know. I think that went in. From up here, the way they pulled that one out of the net, I think it went in.
I
But
think it was too.
ref says no goal.
Yeah, Soltes, I think, got a little lucky there. You said the way he pulled it out, he kind of like kicked it. From that point where your pad is in the net, that's probably underneath your pad over the line. But I don't know. Like I said, the referees, I feel like
They get the final call.
we've been really good referees today, I think. Put us in the stripes down there. I think we do a phenomenal job with the off-ice officiating crew. Past Hoffman, this will go down, and Waugh says, "Nah, let's not do that icing stuff. Let's keep this going." Hoffman all over him. Coulter stepping up, provides the pressure. Hoffman holding. Wants to go to his brother. Intercepted pass. Perez's shot goes off the back of the net. Myers will have to get it off the back of the net. Slashing call coming up on somebody.
Iron City.
Mike Hoffman off for slashing, and that's exactly what you did not need here in the last 240.
That could be the wind drawn completely out of the sails here, this comeback.
You know, we said about the shorthanded of Buffalo and how well they've been. Let's see if Iron City can match that intensity. It's not over till that final bell has rung, and there's still 240 on that clock. Soltes helping out his team, gets a nice clear down the ice and kills off some of that clock. Buffalo just trying to probably milk as much as they can here. Houlihan electing not to, just going to take a shot, and Soltes comes out to challenge. Houlihan drop pass, Logar across to Granville. A give and go to Hernchek. Shot rings off the post. Logar resetting, challenged by Morgan. Play it down low, looking for a cross-ice pass, broken up by Jordan, and Granville collects the top of the circle. Leaves it off. Houlihan, Morgan all over him, will chop it down, and the penalty killers, at least two, will change. 1 minute to go on the Hoffman penalty, 140 in the game. Perez walks it to the slot. Can't get around Mancini. He chipped down by Melanson. They look to set something up. Pass down low, trying to go in front of Hernchek. Saved by Soltes. Sent down by Morgan. And now 35 ticks to go on the Hoffman penalty. Ventura, drop pass to Melanson. Around Schmidt, moves it up ice. Gets through Mancini, takes it behind the net, a chance in front for Ventura, and gets it in. Ventura finds the back of the net on the power play, and a second goal this season for Aaron Ventura with just under a minute to go.
And if the wind was not drawn from the sails yet, it's pretty much done here.
12-8, 59.8 seconds on that clock. Regardless of how this game does end, Andrew, you cannot give enough credit to Iron City, especially in that second period, how well they played. It's mass improvement. This is a very tough team. They are 6-1 coming into today. They will improve to a 6-game win streak after this win today. So this is one of the top dogs that they're gonna have to face a couple more times, but it's at least something you could build on going into Summit City next weekend. And the 12 goals against for Soltez does not tell the whole story. I think without him, it may be a lot more. Schmidt walks in, puts one towards net, wide of Law. Salek for Myers. One to chip it down. And now Kiffner. Once the string Houlihan frees Zemansky, will pin it along the wall. 13 seconds. Buffalo's going to elect to hold it. And Mosul win this game. Shot 66 to 53 in favor of the Tempest. They improved to 7-1. Forge fall to 0-6. But it's not saying for a lack of effort here.
Definitely, just looking at score sheets, definitely the best game that this team has had.
It is the most goals they have put up in a game in 8. It is also the third or fourth time this season they've led in over 10. But some work to be done, and a much better performance than yesterday. And a lot of goals coming in the later stages probably could have been prevented, so maybe a 2 or 3 goal game depending how you look at it. But adding Glavich, adding guys like him and Morgan and Schmidt have really been a difference maker here. All of them getting on the score sheet here today. But Iron City fans will go home a little sad, but a lot of good things to look on as they move on to Summit City next weekend. A team that they kept it close with. Besides the 13-4 loss on that Sunday, the game before that was tied going into the third period, and they only lost 6-5. That was a last-second chance for Iron City. They almost could have tied the game. So it's a team they could definitely beat, for sure. Still looking for that first win.
Looking better than they did even in the first period of this game. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can do on the road.
As for the Summit City series, we may have it on the YouTube channel. We may not. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'd like to think that we would, but that's the social media team's job to tell you if we are or not. But I hope we can. But if not, we'll see you in a couple weekends for the next homestand. I believe against the same team, because they were supposed to come here later in January. Of course, Hudson Valley folded, and they said, you know what, let's make another trip there. But for our whole crew here, Andrew Keel, phenomenal job done today, my friend. We'll get ready for our RMU charity game next week as well, with a bunch of guest stars making their way. Maybe some guest people on the stream as well. We'll see.
Hopefully.
A good warm-up game for us, to say the least. But thank you all for joining us. I'm Cade McCrory alongside me, Andrew Keel. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend in Fort Wayne, Indiana for the Summits and Forge.